Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 371 for the 1st of March. And let's start off with drone attacks. There is more drone attacks being reported over the past 24 hours, with the pro-Russian source Ryba reporting Cape Tanakuk, 6 were shot down, 8 were then taken down at Vespatoria, Saki, and another one was taken down at Krasnopereskov. I don't think it's very important to map where the drones are, because I don't think they hit their targets. But this drone attack was happened at night. And moving on to Zaporizhia line, there's nothing at the Kherson region. At the Zaporizhia line region, shelling is reported over the Zaporizhia line at Shebaki, reported by the Russian Defense Ministry, Novodanilivka, as well as at Shivone. And this 3 locations is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. I wonder if it's a preamble to something bigger, or it could be an artillery strike to prevent Ukrainian action within this area here. And away from the Zaporizhia line, we are now into the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk region, we have fighting reported in the dachas, the holiday homes or the summer cottages near Vuhledar. Actually, it's on the eastern side of Vuhledar. There is fighting being reported in this area here. They're reported by Deep State UA and Ryba, the pro-Russian and pro-Ukrainian source, both reporting this information. The Russian Defense Ministry simply reported shelling over the Vuhledar region, and there is frontline geolocation at this position by Deep State UA. They report they, based on the footages, able to geolocate some fighting in this area here. Basically the Russians on the attack and then they got destroyed. And there is shelling being reported at Mikhailsky, or at least near Mikhailsky, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. And moving on to the Marinka region. So there's nothing over the Novo-Mikhailivka region. At the Marinka region, there is fighting reported at Vuhledar. They are now pushing again for Vuhledar. And there is fighting reported in Marinka, in the central part of Marinka. And then there's fighting reported over also on the southern and the northern part of Marinka, where the pro-Russian source Ryba reports that it is actually more effective fighting in the north and the south rather than fighting through the center at Druzhby Avenue. So at the moment, it's still at Druzhby Avenue. Druzhby Avenue is this road right in the middle here, basically the central main road of Marinka, and they have been fighting here for like forever. It seems like no one can really have a major breakthrough in this area here. Away from Marinka, we are now into the north and northwest of Donetsk city. Donetsk city is here, and basically this is the Avdiivka Front. Avdiivka is actually this city here, and fighting is being reported at Nevelsky, Pervomaysky, Vodian, near Zhevene, and at off Opitne towards the south of Avdiivka. Most of all this information is coming from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, only with the one at Opitne being reported by War Gonzo. With the Russian forces continue to make pushes in this area here, moving to this area into the southern part of Avdiivka. This seems to be not a very major push. The Russian forces kept trying, but there is no indication that the Ukrainian lines have broke. The Ukrainians continue to make a very strong defensive lines in this region. This is extremely heavily fortified region, so the Russians still have no breakthrough in this area. In the northern part of Avdiivka, there is fighting reported at Kayamka and Krasnohorivka. Kayamka is reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. The one at Krasnohorivka is reported by Deep State UA. Further up north, we also have fighting being reported at Novo-Bakhmutivka region, also by Deep State UA. So in the northern part, the situation is, it looks like this, with the fighting coming in this area here. So in the south, we have this. So a lot of pushes. Seems like they want to do this thing, this pincer, which It's not yet, not yet. The egg is still not cooked yet. Over at New York region, we do not have any fighting reported around this region. And moving into the Bakhmut Front. Bakhmut is actually here in Ukraine. In Bakhmut Front, we have fighting reported towards Avdiivka, according to the Deep State UA, and Bilohora. And this one is in the southern part of Bakhmut Front. And over at the western part of Bakhmut city, we have the Russians trying to push for this highway region, the Konstantinivka-Bakhmut highway, according to Ryba. This is on the western part of Ivaniske. The Russians are also attacking Ivaniske from the southwest, with the Russians pushing in this direction. Fighting is reported very near to Konsonskogo Street. For more details in terms of this Bakhmut front, you can check out the main channel. I have done a more comprehensive report over that direction. The Russian forces is pushing in this direction, and they are just 200 meters away from this street here, and which is connecting to the main road that goes all the way through Ivaniske and towards Chasivya and Konstantinivka. Fighting is being reported over in the southern part of Bakhmut as well. So the one at Ivaniske, the information is coming from Suryat maps, and over at the southern part of Bakhmut, fighting is being reported around this region, according to the pro-Russian source Ryba, and we have some geolocations with Russian forces geolocated at this position here by Suryat maps, and Deep State UA geolocated Ukrainian forces in this region, which also shows that the front line around here is actually very accurate, tentatively. On the eastern part, the front line is still along Cheshire Street. Along this Cheshire Street, oh my god, wrong color. Cheshire Street, the Russians are still making a push in this region here, and the Ukrainians are still currently holding the line. However, we have rumors coming from Joker DPR, which is a hacker group, the Russian hacker group. According to their spies within the SBU, there is rumors of a mutiny within Bakhmut. There's an armed rebellion within Bakhmut, and these Ukrainian troops do not want to die, and they have made a decision not to obey orders to stay at Bakhmut. And according to this information, it seems like the Ukrainian forces might actually just abandon their position in Bakhmut and do a withdrawal, and this will cause either disorganized withdrawal, or it might cause a rout. But of course, this rumor might just be some of the troops, may not be all of the troops, but it's a sign of things are collapsing within Bakhmut city itself. And however, in an interview with CNN, the spokesman for the Eastern Group of Forces for the Ukrainian side say that they have no decisions on withdrawal from Bakhmut, and unless they see that the threat to their personnel and the operational situation is too terrible in comparison to the need to hold the territory, then they will withdraw, but they will withdraw in an organized manner without panic, which is a kind of a ridiculous, additional, pointless statement, because of course you will want to withdraw in an organized manner. It's like you wouldn't say that, oh, if the situation it becomes shitty, we will withdraw in the absolutely messy manner and totally in panic. No one will ever talk like this, so it makes no sense to add that line there. Obviously, everyone will expect you to withdraw in the organized manner. And over in the northwest part of Bakhmut, from Yakhine region, the Russians are currently attacking in the northern part of Bakhmut, and the front line that was previously here is now moving towards Kromove, with the Russians now currently attacking this small little village here that is currently defended by the Ukrainian forces. This village holds the lifeline to this road that is absolutely pivotal for the Ukrainians to resupply. However, it's already under fire control. The Russians are just 1 kilometers away, and I'm quite sure they're going to push from the farmlands into the road and cut it. So the other road left is going to be this road here, and this road is about to die, and this is the road out. So the Ukrainians have to go in this direction, and if not, the window is closing and they will not be able to retreat in very soon. Fighting is being reported near Bodanivka, according to Miroshnikov, the pro-Ukrainian source, along with Deep State UA. Both they're reporting fighting from Bakhmut region, from the Bakhmut region towards Bodanivka region, and there is also fighting reported near Dubovo Vasilivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. And War Gonzo reported that they are fighting in the direction of Kharkiv-Luhansk. So the Russian forces over at the Dubovo Vasilivka region is now pushing in this direction towards Kharkiv-Luhansk. And the front line is uncertain. We do not know where the lines are, but there is a forest region here. And usually when you see a forest, you can expect the forces getting bogged down fighting in this area here. So moving on, the northern part of this area here is the fighting towards Orikovo Vasilivka, with the Ukrainians holding this position and the Russians are holding the highway, pushing towards the village. And they are holding the line at Zeleniansky. The current situation, there is no update in details about this situation, and I believe, again, as usual, is probably due to the forest line around this area here. As long as there's forest, it's very hard to break through. Ukrainians probably will have this forest line and this forest region. So the Russians are probably holding this forest area here, and any push out of this forest region is going to cause them to get destroyed. So which is why it's not going to be easy for the Russians to continue to push towards Orikovo Vasilivka. But I don't think this is their objective, as well as this is the bigger fish to fry. To fry the fish, you need to put some flour, around it. Put some egg. Maybe it will make it more crispy. Add some salt from the Vuhledar region. Oh my god, it's gonna be so tasty. Makes me hungry. So over in the northern part, into the Siversk Front, at the southern part of Siversk Front, we have fighting reported at Fedorivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, and there's fighting reported at Rozdolivka, according to War Gonzo. Fighting is also reported near at Vasily. So far, no breakthroughs just yet. If the Russians continue to make this push, however, no, it's not breaking. However, we do have information of the front line, with Deep State UA reporting a video geolocated at this position, with the Russian forces sitting here and got bombarded by Ukrainian artillery. However, that shows that the front line is here, and the Russians are really close to the town of Rozdolivka. And moving on to the Russians are also attacking Sperny, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, as well as at Bilohorivka of the Luhansk region. And that's all from the Siversk Front. Siversk is this city here. And moving on to the Kreminna Front. So Kreminna is this city here. And at Kreminna Front, we have fighting reported within the Serebryansky forestry near Shapilivka, according to War Gonzo, as well as near Kreminna, or at least in the area of Kreminna. However, the Ryba reported the Ukrainians actually did a counter attack within the forestry towards Kreminna. However, did not work out, so the Ukrainians are attacking, a counter attack. However, the tide of the war still is in the hands of the Russians. Moving on to the northern part of the Kreminna Front, we have fighting reported at Yampolivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. At Terny, the attack is reported by War Gonzo. Fighting is also reported near Sheveno-Popivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry, and Nevsky, according to Ryba. War Gonzo reported fighting near Makievka. So you can see that the fighting is across the entire front line, which is the frontal broad push by the Russians against the Ukrainian lines that stretches from Makievka all the way to Yampolivka. And moving on to the Svatove Front. As a Svatove Front, we have fighting reported at Stemakivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. The Ukrainians did a counterattack over at Novoselivsky, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. So the Ukrainians try to attack, seems to not avail. There is a geolocation of Russian forces at this position. So which does shows that if the Russians are here, they are indeed very close to Stemakivka, merely 2 kilometers. So the front line is indeed more or less there. We are not that far off. And away from Svatove front, Svatove is actually this city here, into the Kupiansk front. So Kupiansk is actually here. This is Kupiansk. I mean, this is Kupiansk. Kupiansk. So there is fighting reported at Timkovka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry, as well as at Khyanivkivka. Both of these locations see Ukrainian counteroffensive at these positions. So far, according to the reports, it seems like it didn't went well. There is shelling being reported at Sinkivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry, along with Vorishna. So the Russian forces bombarded these 2 locations while the Ukrainians tried to push for Khyanivkivka, as well as at Timkovka. And that's all from the Kupiansk front. And we do not have anything along the Kharkiv front. And that's it. That's the summary for the day of 371 for the 1st of March. Time to press the like button, subscribe, and share this to your friends and family. No, your sharing helps me reach new viewers, and with more viewers means more revenue for me, which means I can do this with more comfort and more less stress. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.